Alright, my boys, so it is kind of weird that I'm using past Elden Ring gameplay that's like, what, 6 months old for this video, but it makes a lot of sense, in the meantime. So, for the past 3 days, I haven't uploaded a video because not only was I tired and I needed a break from making videos, but also I can't stream because not I can't stream as often because if I try to, then my it's just gonna be a bust because of my internet. On top of that, I did watch the Game Awards, the 10th anniversary Game Awards. It was worth watching somewhat. I mean, I'll give it like a B minus sort of. I mean, it wasn't bad. It's just that it wasn't something that I expected it to be, if that makes sense. Because there were some games that I wrote down. Okay, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Well, actually, 13 games because there's one that a lot of people were shocked that there was a sequel to, including uh, 1, 2, 3, 4? No, just three other sequels that other people weren't expecting it to be. Like other sequels that they didn't expect for this game to have a you get what I'm saying. Now, if you guys aren't pretty familiar with my channel, I did review the Game Awards last year, the ones of 2023, and I'm only going to talk about the games that I'm either interested, that I want to play, or that I want to talk about, and especially one that involves with Naughty Dog's newest franchise that they want to extend with more sequels that didn't really get a lot of good reception I should say, when this was announced. So stay tuned for that one because after the new director, what's his name, Neil Druckmann, directed The Last of Us Part 2, which was the most universally hated game of 2020. I'm surprised this game got won Game of the Year for 2020. That is now leading this new game, this new standalone game. It got so bad that even one of the actors that played as Abby got death threats of her newborn child. Now, before I continue, the actor did not deserve the hate. It was more of the director's fault leading the direction of The Last of Us Part 2. If the previous director from the previous The Last of Us game could have directed The Last of Us Part 2, it could have got like the same reception and praise that it got from the previous game. Well, with Joe gone, spoilers, might I say, it just doesn't hit the same. With remaster after remaster, including a PC port that was in the Game Awards, I'm gonna stop stretching this out and just talk about the new games that were shown. Now, I guess to start this off, there's a new Ninja Gaiden game called Ninja Gaiden Ragebound, and I have heard of this series or trilogy. I don't know how many games there are. But I also found out that this same director for Ninja Gaiden also made Klonoa. You know, you learn something new every day, and probably one that I'm going to stay away from. The second game that I want to talk about is Rematch. Now, these are the same people that made Sifu with the same graphics and all. It's basically FIFA, but like in an anime art style type of way. There was even some people calling it FIFU as a replica of FIFA, which I'm not gonna. It made me laugh. It kind of reminds me of Captain Sabusa, however you pronounce it, but it does look interesting. I'm not gonna lie. It's basically Rocket League, but with actual people. The jokes did crack me up. Now, this next game that got a lot of backlash for some reason, and apparently it's woke to have a female protagonist, and that is the Witcher 4 reveal trailer. Now, I really didn't know what game this was. At first, I thought it was Dark Souls. At first, I thought it was, what, Diablo? But no, it was actually Witcher 4. Now, I have heard of Witcher. In fact, my brother is playing the complete edition of Witcher 3, and I didn't mind a female protagonist. It's just that naturally I'm not a fan of Witcher, and I was curious as to why there's a female protagonist. And obviously speaking, I have to play Witcher 3 to understand why there's a female protagonist. So that not only is that a spoiler, but it also answered my question. So, all right. So this next game, hence the reason why I got past Elden Ring gameplay from 6 months ago, and another reason why Jeff Keighley couldn't hold his excitement and tried his best not to spoil us. And on top of that, with Afro Senju's reaction, if you've seen his latest upload, if you aren't aware of that, now you know. So Jeff Keighley says, "I cannot wait to show you guys this next standalone game. Please watch." And with his reaction, he couldn't hold his excitement. Now, with all due respect, I kept my expectations very low because I don't know what game it was gonna be showing that Jeff Keighley is getting like the smiles, like he's very excited, couldn't hold his excitement. Now, I kept my expectations very low. As I was watching the trailer for like, I don't know, 10 seconds, I recognized the graphics. I recognized, the area, the background. And that is a new FromSoft game, the Elden Ring sequel, Elden Ring Night Rain. My boys. Now, I see why Jeff Keighley couldn't hold his excitement with his new standalone game. Now, I wasn't even paying attention with his words because I forgot about it. I thought it was going to be some Elden Ring DLC. No, this is a full-fledged sequel, including my little brother that was, curious to know what was the whole commotion I was, creating in my room. That didn't sound right, but I'm saying about, the Elden Ring sequel. So, with Elden Ring Night Reign, a confirmed Elden Ring sequel with this new franchise, okay? On top of that, the freaking Nameless King from Dark Souls 3 in Elden Ring Night Reign. That took me off by surprise. And there was another girl in the game that I don't know, I'm not too familiar with, and I'm sorry that I don't know a lot about, but I'm very sorry. Disclaimer, I only know the Nameless King from Afro Sanju's Dark Souls 3 gameplay from like 6 to maybe 8 years ago. So I don't know if the Firekeeper is from the same game, but you Soulsborne fanatics and nerds, including Vadi Vidya, the nerd that breaks down Elden Ring lore, Dark Souls lore, Bloodborne, basically from soft lore. Let me know, okay? So that way I can be in tune with you guys and not look like an idiot on Twitter. Also, I saw the different gameplay formats. You can now do 3-player co-op, which was done in the previous Elden Ring. It's just that it wasn't promoted enough, so it really isn't surprising that there's 3-player co-op, but that means I can play with my friends if I have some. On top of that, I also found out that Miyazaki was not directing Elden Ring Night Reign. As far as I know, I don't know if it's a rumor or a confirmed fact, but you guys let me know in the comments. So now I'm worried because I don't know if this is gonna pull off a Dark Souls 2 when it is the universally worst rated Souls game, but then it got played again like future tense, and then it's now the best Dark Souls game. One of the best Dark Souls games. I don't know. But again, that's just a theory. I don't know if he's going to make Elden Ring 3. If Elden Ring 2 flops, I don't know if the mistake is going to be made twice. But I just hope that it doesn't. Even though I'm just starting out playing FromSoft games, I mean, I know some lore and some things. Not a lot. I'm not a fanatic. And oh yeah, I realized I have to play Bloodborne the first day on 2025 because I promise you guys that is gonna come out though. Okay, I am gonna stream Bloodborne first day of 2025 and also get the platinum. I'm going to be in a lot of pain. Moving forward, there is now a sequel to Outer Worlds, and that is called The Outer Worlds 2, coming 2025 or basically next year. There's nothing more I can say except I've heard of this game. I know that my brother is a big, like a whole shill, like shills of this game. If I'm using that term correctly, there's just these new slang words that I can't keep up. I mean, I know I sound old even though I'm 20. I was born in 2004, 3 years after 9/11. That's too much information. Now, correct me if I'm wrong in the comments. Was Obsidian first obtained by Xbox Game Studios and then it got ported to PlayStation? Because if that's another like Xbox series that just got approved to be multi-platform on PlayStation, same goes for Deathloop and another game I forgot. It was Ghostwire Tokyo, that too, including Hi-Fi Rush. That's another game that got ported to the PlayStation. Party Animals as well. Um, what was it? Pentiment, that's another one. Grounded, Sea of Thieves, and so far the game that I will talk about at the end of the video. But if you've been watching my videos since I started this back in October of 2022, you know exactly what I'm talking about. But I'll talk about it at the end of the video. Now this next game called a Frag Punk, and I honestly thought the gameplay it looked interesting. Apparently, this is Xbox's response to Valorant. Apparently, this is going to be the Valorant killer, according to some people that have been saying this on the internet, including some articles. I don't really have an interest. I'm just only including this because it looks interesting. I don't know if it could compete with Valorant. Like, this is an esports classic, and I did ask you guys if I should play Valorant for a stream. Yeah, majority of you said no, so I guess it's best that I took that decision and not go to that path that a lot of you guys don't want me to go there. Alright, so this next game I'm going to be talking about is Borderlands 4, which was first introduced or first announced on the Gamescom of this year, which I almost forgot what it was called on August of this year. And I will agree, it was bad timing for Borderlands 4 to be announced after the box office flop of the Borderlands movie with Kevin Hart in it and Jack Black. I mean, why is Jack Black in every movie? Listen, I don't hate Jack Black. It's just that I feel like he already had his shine, and I think it's time for other people to be given a chance to, you know, be in a role that they didn't think it could be possible for them to be in, if that makes sense. All I'm saying, in the nicest way possible, we had enough Jack Black for our from our childhoods and today. Okay, like just because The Rock is in there or Jack Black is in there, it doesn't mean it's gonna be a good movie. Okay, like Jack, you had your shine. Okay, we're good for today, or we're good for the rest of our lives, I should say. Again, I have no beef with Jack Black. It's just that Minecraft trailer was just not selling it for me, and a lot of us actually, and that rhymes. Now, I do agree with the fans' concerns of is the gameplay gonna be the same as the trilogy before, and it is, which is the good news. But also, they're also hoping that the game is good. Now, confirmed by a terminally ill fan that unfortunately has cancer, has confirmed that the game is going to be amazing. So, with that word being said from the unfortunate cancer patient that's also a big fan of the Borderlands series, uh, I feel like we have nothing to fear. Okay, I feel like I also trust this word, even though I'm not a fan of Borderlands. I still do think that people who are big fans of a franchise should be given uh, the same treatment, or just hoping that a game doesn't suck, basically. In the nicest way possible, and logically speaking, for people who are longtime fans of this franchise. Now, this is going to be a short one, but there's going to be a new Virtua Fighter project in the works with partners of Ryoga Gotoku Studio and Sega, of course. Now, I have heard of this game, but with the graphics shown of this premiere or of this little teaser reveal that they showed on the Game Awards, it looks pretty promising. And to the fans, I feel like that you guys are eating good. Right after I said that segment, I stopped the recording because with my reflex, I just sneezed. Like after I said that. And yeah, I do have the sniffles, not because I'm sad, but because I have the allergies for some reason. I don't know why. It's like every time I wake up early in the morning or when it's nighttime, I get the allergies. I don't know why. It's like a routine with my body, and that likes to bully me and ruin my mood when I'm doing something that I like to do, or I'm doing something productive, even at work too. All right, so this next game I'm going to be talking about is called Inumusha Way of the Sword. Now, I don't know a lot about this series. At first, I thought this was going to be Sekiro 2, but it wasn't. Now, apparently, this is a childhood classic game, and I'm too young to know that this game existed. I was hyped that this game, was shown because I thought of this being another FromSoft sequel that was also in the works, but no, not like that. In fact, it's a different series from a different company. I'm assuming it's Sega. I might be wrong. And also, this game series hasn't gotten a sequel for 20 years. So, basically, when this game came out while I was born, like '04, basically, 2004. Um, in all my honesty, I don't know a lot about this game, and I'm very sorry to the fans who are a fan of this game that now know I don't know a lot about it. I'm very sorry. I might get to play it maybe this year, but that's only if I have time because I now have a job, which sucks. Next one on the list is the first Berserker Kazan. I believe this was shown on a PlayStation State of Play. On top of that, on the Gamescom of this year, and of course, the 10th anniversary of the Game Awards. This has a release date that being March 27th, 2025. That has been confirmed on the 10th anniversary Game Awards. It looks promising. The graphics are already selling it. Obviously, just giving Berserk vibes. No pun intended. This being called the first Berserker Kazan. I do want to play this, but I am going to rage, and I'm probably going to break something, and hopefully not. So this one is a little weird one, but also a major collab, if that makes sense. With Aaron Paul, one of the actors, notable and iconic actors of the Breaking Bad series. This actor is also part of this show, or this new Telltale game. I call this a show because the graphics like sold it, looking like an animated show. This is a comedy game called Dispatch. Now, this is the next installment to the Telltale series, that being with the Walking Dead Telltale series, the Batman Telltale series. I'm sorry that I don't know a lot of the Telltale series franchises that some people do play, but I am intrigued and I'm entertained by this. On top of that, we have Moist Critical and Jacksepticeye in the game. I want you all to appreciate the sexiness. I really can't believe I just said that. I thought it was funny at first saying this joke, but then now it's just cringe and just not funny. I'm not even funny. I'm just traumatized and a broken man. Anyway, the next game is the new Naughty Dog franchise that they're trying to be more open and public about to make more sequels. They got a lot of backlash for, again, having a female protagonist, and that is Intergalactic: The Heretic Prophet. A long title, I should say. Longer than The Last of Us, of course, Uncharted as well. I honestly thought there was going to be a new Uncharted game, but we're not going to have a new Uncharted game. But it's a new franchise, a new standalone game. And it got a lot of backlash, not just for having a female protagonist, but also having brands like Adidas, Porsche. Now, I found out that Adidas and PlayStation have a really good friendship. Hence the reason why that Insomniac, the people that were in part of Marvel Spider-Man 2, did a collaboration with Adidas with the new shoes of Miles Morales' suit for the final fight against Venom, partnering with Peter Parker. Now they're all done with that. Since you guys want to hear my personal opinion, do I think that this is going to be a fun game? I honestly think so. I honestly do think this might possibly be a good game. It's just that not a lot of people are familiar with the new director, that being Neil Druckmann, who killed off one of the most praised and famous protagonists of the Last of Us series, that being Joel. Notably so, I understand why they were very upset of the direction that The Last of Us Part 2 had. Could have been led to a different direction if the previous director didn't leave. And even though I don't speak for all Last of Us fans, I mean, I wasn't really upset of them having female protagonists. I was upset that Joel died. Even though I'm not a fan of The Last of Us Part 2, I just find it upsetting that someone that is a well-respected character in the series being killed off for no particular reason in the story. It's more of just because. And it's really just a sour note. Okay, it's a piss poor reason why it had to happen. Oh, because, oh, you damn old man, and it just hits him with a crowbar. I saw Corey Kenshin play the game, okay? He only got to like 3 parts, maybe 4 parts of the game, and just stopped like recording himself, stopped posting videos of him playing The Last of Us Part 2, because it was legit that bad. Like, they killed off a major protagonist in The Last of Us, and it got so bad that the actor of Abby was getting threats of her newborn. I know I mentioned this in the beginning of the video, but since we're talking about Naughty Dog, it was like, I mean, I understand why people are upset. It's just that you shouldn't take that anger on someone who is following the rules of the said director. You should have focused it on the director, not the death threats, but the hate and the criticism, and not threatening someone's newborn of an actor that was in no part of directing the game, but more following the rules, including the dialogue and the script was just also didn't make any sense. Yeah, I've seen the spoilers. Okay, I'm not even gonna play part 2. I might as well just ignore it. But yeah, it like, I understand the hate. You should focus the hate on someone else that isn't like part of the direction. Instead, they were more of following the rules, basically. And I do feel bad for Abby's voice actor. And I feel like with the live action of The Last of Us, it's gonna hurt a lot more with it being real people. And it's gonna get the same, just a prediction, but even though it's a theory, it's probably gonna happen. It's probably most likely gonna get the same reception it got when Joel died from both the game and the future tense season 2 of the live action The Last of Us show. And I don't think everybody is ready for that, including the actors. Even though we've all grown, it's gonna happen again. And it's not because it's predictable. It's because there's always gonna be one person that's gonna mess it up for the rest of us. So I pray for everybody's safety once season 2 comes out. And I mean that. sincerely. With all that said, and we're getting to the end of the video, I also want to focus on the honorable mentions that I didn't include. One of them, that being one of my friend's favorite games that has a sequel to, that being The Long Dark Part 2, which is now called Black Frost. I don't know a lot about the game, but I was happy that he was excited. I might play it in the future. He also suggested me to play Bug Fables, which is basically Paper Mario but with bugs. And he told me that it was out of the unordinary of what I usually play. And the fact that this is $30, bro, I mean, I see it being underrated because it has over 400 reviews and positive reception, 4.85 out of 5 stars. 100% in this game is gonna be a pain. Okay, I went to the PSN profiles and Lord have mercy, 4 out of 10 difficulty, one playthrough, 35 hours, bro. Excuse my voice crack. Like this is gonna be a grindy trophy if I ever like decide to 100% this game. It is gonna be a pain. All right, I might get in touch with that. I might play this off stream, but that depends on you guys. If you're also with me, like I should stream this. Now, another honorable mention that I wanted to put in this video, and that is there's gonna be an Okami sequel with a different director, I think, or the same director. I don't know. Now, I've heard of Okami only from Afro Senju. I heard that it's good. There's also an Okami reference in Astrobot. So, I might get in touch with that game. I don't know if the platinum is gonna be tough, but I'm pretty curious to know. I also want to hear your guys' opinion about the game as well. And now the game that won Game of the Year, Astrobot. I honestly thought it was pretty much deserved, and it got a lot of backlash, notably from the Soulsborne community, hoping that Black Myth Wukong could have won Game of the Year, or the DLC of Elden Ring, even though some people suggest otherwise. Then there were some people that are part of the Soulsborne community that had to understand that not every game of the year has to be a Soulsborne game, but more of a game that is fun and not always about difficulty, you know. On top of that, the platinum is also easy to get, 15 hours, mind you. I think that's all I have to say. Well, and on top of that, sadly, we didn't get an Ori PlayStation Port trailer, nor a Party Animals PlayStation Port trailer. It's honestly saddened me. I was watching this with my friend Sam, and we didn't get to see it. Okay, he also told me he watched his videos, which also startled me a little bit. But he was also in support, which is cool to know. Now, one of the members in the server that I was in, we were watching the Game Awards together, that like in VC, just like we're watching in separate screens. Mine was on the TV, others were on the computer, like on YouTube. And he told me that maybe in March, because that's potentially that No Rest for the Wicked is coming out. So that's also a possibility. Even though it's a prediction and a theory, there's still a chance. Okay. I was hoping that there could be a PlayStation Port trailer because of how, anticipated I was with this game. I've been waiting for 2 years now, and notably, I was saddened of how long I still have to wait, and I still have to be more patient. It hurts, that I've been waiting for so long, hoping that I could get my wishes come true, but it didn't happen, and I was sad. Am I giving up? Probably. I have like a little bit of hope. Now, I don't know, in the rest of the month, we're going to get some more news of what other Xbox exclusives is coming to PlayStation. Also, I have seen Phil Spencer's face. It was pretty funny. I have to go to sleep now. I've been recording this is 27 minutes of gameplay. I mean, of audio, I should say. I've been doing this video for 2 hours. It's 10:32. I should be going to bed. I have work tomorrow. It's hard for me to make videos and to live stream as well. I've been having a bad week, or a bad weekend, I should say. But maybe this week it will fix it. I hope. With all that being said, I'll be seeing you all later. Thank you so much for the support of House of Oregon to the PlayStation. Here's my honest thoughts of every game, and Astrobot winning Game of the Year. Deserved. I'm gonna finish that game, hopefully this year, when my internet stops being a bully. That's all I gotta say. This is Wolf Gray. Shout out to you guys for supporting my YouTube channel, and I'll see you all later. See ya.